Hey guys, it's Jeff. So I went on vacation after ShotShow, so this is my first opportunity to get a video out for you guys. So in this video, I'm going to be covering some of the interesting things that I observed at ShotShow 2022 in Las Vegas. So stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm back. So thanks for checking out my video today, and just bear with me, I'm a little hoarse. Went to a concert. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I went to a concert the other night, and I'm a 50-something trying to feel like a 20-something, but I had a great time. Anyway, for this video, so this video is going to be, like I said, this is going to be ShotShow 2022 content. Things that I found, things that I discovered, things that I think will be interesting for you guys, and things that I'm going to be bringing you future videos on as I get them edited and posted. So check me out. If you haven't yet, please like, please subscribe, and also check me out on Rumble. You know, support freedom, especially for the 2A community. The Second Amendment has been under attack by YouTube for far too long, and now we have an alternative platform. So go check me out on Rumble. I'll have a campsite bio link in the description below, and you can check out all my other social media sites that I follow as well. So for this video, now the first thing I want to talk about when I'm talking about ShotShow is I want to talk about the atmosphere. So, you know, we've got the big C going on in the United States, or across the world for that matter, and a lot of manufacturers didn't know how to respond. So they have, you know, they prepay for these booths. They have to keep these booths because of prestige and location in these venues. And so they paid for these booths anyway, but they didn't show up. They didn't represent. Now, I think we know a lot of who these companies are. I'm not going to go through who they are. There were a lot of them, and they're going to be your bigger name brands. But there were a lot of vendors that did show up, and a lot of companies that did push through this endemic, right? I'm gonna call it an endemic, and they did represent their brands. They represented their corporations, and they brought their products to demonstrate at the show. Some are in, you know, a bigger presence in the environment, and some had a more limited exposure in the environment. But there were, for the companies that showed up, I want to give them props, right? Thank you for showing up. For people in the media and vendors who are looking for products that didn't show up, you missed a great opportunity. There was a lot of close contact with a lot of good manufacturers out there, and it was a great opportunity to spend time with these folks and build relationships and get to know them. So in this video, I'm going to just bang through some of these products real quick, give a quick shout outs, but it was a great show this year. Really enjoyed it. Had a lot of good time. Moving right into it, right? First product or first company I want to highlight in this video, Desert Tech. Desert Tech brought a couple of products to bear. Now, you're probably familiar with the Desert Tech. They make a bullpup, semi-automatic, and it had some issues in the beginning, but they got those sorted out, and it's a great bullpup. If you follow my channel for any amount of time, I have an RDB and I have a Tavor. I love the bullpup design. I like the weight distribution of those. I think they're great battle rifles, and Desert Tech brings one to market as well. A lot of companies are exploring bullpups now. I'm not going to go into Springfield or Smith & Wesson, but for Desert Tech, their booth, they brought two new products to bear. They brought the Quad Mag Lower. Now, the Quad Mag Lower is a new magazine that increases the capacity of the magazine from 30 rounds, and I think it was 53 rounds. It was 50 plus rounds. So what that does is it allows you to have the same side profile on the lower receiver, even though it's a little bit wider. You get almost twice the amount of rounds in the 50 plus range, right? So I think it was an interesting design. They're going to be manufacturing everything that goes with it. So they're going to be doing the lowers and the magazines. All the support that goes along with that, they manufacture that in-house, and they're going to be bringing that to market with these lowers. Now, it's an interesting concept, and it does have industry compatibility for triggers and uppers and that sort of thing. But you know, good luck to them. I don't know how well that's going to do, but I will be doing a video on that, so stay tuned for that. And another interesting product that they brought was a 1022 bullpup conversion. I thought that was pretty interesting. Again, with the Desert Tech bringing a bullpup to market for them to create what looks like a pretty decent, high quality kind of clamshell design for a 1022, but brings that receiver back and allows you to run it as a bullpup. Check that one out. I think I had some photos of that on my Instagram. Next up, Faction Firearms did an announcement at ShotShow 2022. They're bringing the 8.6 Blackout. Now, this is based off of the 308 casing using a 6.8 projectile, but reducing the muzzle velocity in order to keep it subsonic. Right, great for a 30 caliber diameter. Subsonic round that has more velocity and more ballistic energy at range. So it's an interesting one. I'm going to let him speak to it more than I am. I'm not a ballistics expert, but stay tuned for the booth review on that. It was an interesting product. Next one up is Palmetto State Armory. Palmetto State Armory had two new announcements, actually three announcements this year at SHOT Show. They have the 5.7 Rock. That's a 5.7 caliber pistol. Now, I've held the 5.7 from FN. I've held the 5.7 from Ruger. And I want to say that this 5.7 Rock fits the hand perfectly. It is, and I've got a medium hand. I don't have a massive hand or anything. So for me, those other guns feel a little chunky, feel a little blocky. This one fits very ergonomically. So stay tuned. Check that one out. That's going to be an interesting one. Again, booth review on that one. They brought a micro dagger with this. This is an optics ready double stack micro 9mm pattern, kind of off of the Glock, but it's supposedly not compatible with all the Glock features. I'm going to let them explain that when I do that booth review, but stay tuned. Check that one out. It's pretty cool. And then there was another acquisition that Palmetto State Armory made this year. It's on the Retro M16 line. Now, this is from a company called Nodak Spud. They make an AR-15 clone based off the original information that was their original designs and their original blueprints when they were making AR-15 or M16s rather for the U.S. military based off of U.S. military contracts. Again, I'm going to let them speak to it, but it's an interesting thing that they're bringing out. They've got some provenance when they're bringing this to market. And again, stay tuned for that booth review. It's really interesting. It was an interesting discussion that I had with them. Also got to see the Laugo firearms. The Laugo Arms Alien. Interesting gun. A lot of stuff that comes with that gun, but you're paying for it. So interesting concept. It reduces that bore axis way down inside the gun, almost like a Chiappa, but a Rhino, but not really, in a semi-automatic platform. Very rigid. Interesting gun. I probably won't get my hands on one for this channel. It's just priced out of my ability to pick one up. But if you get your hands on one, feel it, check it out. It feels really good. I think it's more for the discerning gun owner out there. Now, another thing that I noticed in this, it was the expansion of the FN high power, right? So the high power, kind of went out of favor in probably around the 80s or 90s, and it became kind of one of those niche kind of guns. It was not really, it was usurped by a lot of other higher tech guns, starting around the Glock era. So to see the FN coming back, there were a couple of different companies that were representing theirs. Obviously, I mentioned the FN. Interesting feeling gun. Springfield has announced that they're bringing theirs back as well. So a lot of companies are looking at the FN for whatever nostalgic reason they're doing it, but it feels pretty good in the hands. It feels better than some of those clones that were running around, over the last 10, 15, 20 years or so. It feels really well made. I would like to see it enhanced a little bit with maybe an optics cut and a weapons light rail or some sort of, custom rail that you can put on the front of it. They're really sticking to the traditional high power type design, and I think they missed an opportunity, but maybe we'll see them if it becomes a money maker for them. Maybe we see newer versions coming out in the future. Meprolite, Meprolite is an Israeli company. They usually coincide with the other gun industries around Israeli firearms manufacturing, namely the IWI, Israeli Weapons Industries products. But Meprolite is an optics company. And if you're not familiar with them, they make some pretty interesting optics, but they brought out a new computer-aided optic to help increase the sighting capabilities using less rounds and an app on your phone. It's Bluetooth compatible. So booth review on that. That's coming. That was an interesting discussion with them. Aero Precision brought out a bolt gun. Check out the Aero Precision bolt gun. I don't have a review on that, but I did want to call that out. And then Radical Firearms brought out or demoed some of their technology around printed titanium. Now, I discussed this with them a little bit. Had a couple of items that they were demonstrating in their booth, but I didn't get a booth review of it because the product that they were bringing to manufacture was their titanium suppressors. And from what I got from the discussion I had at the booth review, they're not doing those anymore. Now, that doesn't mean that they may not ever do them anymore. They're just not doing them for the private sector. So stay tuned to them. They may bring those back out to market. I don't know. I can't speak for them. But for right now, it's just an interesting technology, and they are going to bring some stuff to market using that technology, that printed titanium process. So interesting concept, interesting discussion at the booth. So that's pretty much it from SHOT Show 2022 for me. I only spent 2 days there this year. I did have a vacation afterwards, so I had a lot going on all within a very short period of time. I think next year, a lot of this confusion about, COVID and pandemics and all of this stuff, I think that's all going to be gone based off of what I saw this year. So stay tuned to my channel, guys. Check me out on YouTube. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe. It really tells the oligarchs out there that you want to continue to see this kind of content. And if you haven't yet, check me out on Rumble, man. Rumble is it's up and coming, it's growing, and I think it's a great opportunity for the 2A community to help promote this environment in a platform that doesn't censor like these bigger companies do. So with that, guys, I'm gonna end it here. Stay safe, stay vigilant, stay active, stay in the fight, and I'll see you again soon. Hopefully my throat will be better. But anyway, take care. Peace. Later.